Hey everybody, this is the Hanyas here, and right now what we're going to be doing is going through a dream build that I've had ever since we started doing the Camp Hope SMP. It is a mushroom mansion. Now you'll see it started off going that direction, but it did not end up the way that thought I was going to go. But I'm pretty happy with the build, and this is the first time I've done something like this, so sit back, relax, enjoy the time lapse, and hopefully I can explain my thought process without losing myself here. Alright, so got the essential blocks out first. The mushroom, the stem. I really enjoy the dark oak. So started going with that. Really enjoyed the prismarine. I wanted to border it with that, but it just wasn't working. So went with mushroom stem for the walls because I like the way it plays off of it. And instead of having a border prismarine, decided to do accents in the corners with it. Now at this point I was a little lost, so I said, you know what? Let's just take a tip from Grian. We're just gonna add geometric shapes to the bottom. Started filling the wall, started feeling myself a little bit, put some stairs in, and once you start feeling lost, work on something else. So I decided I'm gonna try a different, thing for the floor. Chose the beehive. Decided to, I just like the way the top of it looks. It's a nice little hardwood looking, without being your typical planks. As you see, there's a nice little finished bit to it. Of course, I had to touch the corners up with the dark prismarine. Then went through, started filling in, and as we're filling in, you know, constantly thinking to myself, what am I going to work on next? And as I'm going in, just starting to frame in this soon-to-be house, if you will, I'm constantly thinking, how am I going to top this thing off? Because as I'm building it higher, I want it to be multi-floored. So I didn't actually count out these blocks. I just built up till I felt it was high enough. That's just, really what I was doing. It was as poorly planned. Like I said, it was a dream and not fully realized. And you'll see that definitely here in a couple minutes as we get further along into the build. See, I'm trying to do like a little step up angle there, add some dynamic structure to it. And, playing around with the different colors of stained glass, trying to see, because I don't want just like big plain white walls made out of mushroom stem. I could have gone with white concrete if that's what I wanted to do, you know. So then as we're going here, I need to figure out, heck, I need more floors. Tried using dried kelp, didn't really work out too well. Going with the quartz pillar here, you can lay it down both ways. You got the chiseled quartz, couldn't get that thing to rotate. And then tried the quartz bricks. And now we're going to go for some unconventional flooring pieces, which did become more conventional, but we got the blast furnace. Then we're also going to try the smithing table, because that does have a nice little top to make a good floor. But ultimately decided to go with the quartz pillar alternated laying on its side to get that kind of like same kind of pattern, which I use one more time in this build with that alternating pattern. But that's going to be later on. So that pattern we have as the beehive, we have it as the quartz pillar. Now I need to put some stairs in here. Yeah, to put the stairs down. Need to think of a floor. First one I actually decided to try was this end stone. And you know what? It worked pretty decent. I'm not against it. And then this little middle room here, you can see I already have it as a grass already. I've always thought of having a tree inside the house itself, like a legit tree. So I wanted to build, I guess, like an atrium, if you wanted to put a word on it. Don't know if that's even the right word. So I started building it in with glass because, want to be able to see in. And let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, gotta build a porch, right? I personally really wanted to have a good sized porch on here. And here in a second, we're going to find out that we actually made the porch too tall. Let's see here. Once I start adding in the stairs, have to add in a slab because I didn't I did no mathing out of any of this. I literally just started laying stuff down. Alright, so the slabs fit nicely right over the fence posts. Get that all filled in. Everything goes by so smoothly when you're flying. Go to try to put my door in. You know, decided to go with the spruce door because a nice little accent. Then I realized, crud, this is all way too tall. Let me lower it just a little bit. As I search through here trying to find more mushroom pieces and or not to replace the holes in the walls that I'm putting in. See, we lower it just a little bit so that way the stairs aren't, you know, so steep. It really wasn't aesthetically pleasing. After we get this filled in for a second time, you know, slab that off up top, move the door down a little bit because now we have to. You know, especially since when you go inside, it's such a, you know, there's not a ton of space for that initial like foyer area. I tried going with the trapdoor design around the doors, didn't really work, replaced it with some stained glass. I'm going to come back through later and replace that again. I was going to try to add furniture outside. Couldn't do it because the slabs were just a half block too low. I didn't want floating furniture. So now I'm just going to play around a little bit with different types of furniture that I can make. I'm really am very new to the whole building furniture out of these stairs and whatnot. I'm going to have to ask one of the guys that's on the server with me to come in and decorate my house because I can't. So, you know, I sat here, I tried. You know, that's the whole point of this. Trying something new that you haven't done yet. And then, let's see, what am I doing here? Oh. I'm trying to find different things to build, like, a kitchen set out of. Because I've seen him do it quite a bit. I'll be the first to admit, sandstone countertops, not really the best. Put a nice little fireplace up top. Put some armor stands. You know, see I got the recessed bed going. Nothing really new or groundbreaking going on with this build. But it is a first for me, you know. So I'm happy with it. And I'll be really happy when I get this thing built in the survival world. Just because that's not something you usually see people building in survival worlds, is something that's very detailed or large. Usually survival homes are very functional and very built out of necessity. But, you know, I plan on playing on this server until the next update, you know, next year. So why not plan out and like take the time? Right here I'm trying to get this tripwire hook to actually point down because I don't want a faucet going way up like that for some reason. You know, that would have been fine to stick with. But eventually I decide, you know, boring. Let's just take all the cabinetry out because the barrels are overdone. I like the way these bone blocks look, but as soon as I add buttons to them, they look like washing machines to me. So get rid of those, replace them so that way they're flat side down. Add them on, it looks decent enough, but added in a little sea lantern to break that up. You know, just give it a little bit more change to it. Put some water in the cauldron, that way it looks like a full sink. And then after that, decided to play around with some different stairs and slabs to make countertops. Right here we went with polished andesite. Liked the way it looked. And then I just covered up the entire thing. I liked it so much I didn't want it to be seen. Just threw a bunch of birch trapdoors all over it. Stuck a barrel underneath, kind of like a little hidey barrel, but you know, I may or may not actually do that in the final build. Thought I wanted to do some painting type stuff, but instead decided to put a dinner setting here, using a trident as the fork in the item frame and a iron shovel because, you know, the iron tip matched the tips on the trident. Here I'm just admiring the dinner I made for myself, I guess. Trying to, you know, just cover up these sandstone stairs, these sandstone countertops to try and just make them look a little bit nicer. And then went through, put some more sea lanterns in the bottom after making it quartz. And actually tried a polished quartz slab and a regular quartz slab on here on both sides of where the cauldron's going to go. Just to see, which one I prefer. Honestly, I had to look twice to even see a difference between the smooth and the not smooth quartz slab. Through a brewing stand, just, to say that I did. Decided to go with a lever for the faucet actually, because then I could actually flip it down. And then, see, what was I distracted with there? What was I trying to think about? Oh yeah, decided just to go with some paintings there. And that's pretty much everything I did. I added a little window here with some gray stained glass. Or light gray, my bad. Just to give it a little bit more sunlight. And overall, that is the build that I'm going to try to go with. If you want to watch me do this live, it's on Twitch. It's just Hanyas. If you liked what you saw, subscribe, leave a comment. Appreciate y'all.